Alright, we are live. From this video, I would like to tell you about the something which is very interesting for the traders, for every traders, and for every person who really wanted to make a great profit from the stock market. And if you're a trader and is struggling to the right kind of stock that can make a huge profit for you, then it is a video only for you, because in this video we are going to talk about something realistic and something better opportunity which you need to know about that, because every opportunity in the world it is exists just because of they know opportunity have their own potentials. If you mark that potentials, it will make you more and more stronger than ever. This is the presentations, and in this presentation I would like to thank you for everyone those who are joining me. And in this presentation I would like to explore more and more candlestick pattern, and how this candlestick pattern change your entire life if you apply in your strategy, and you make a great profit from there. Let me know. This is the first slides. Now this is a candlestick pattern where you need to take a stand. This is the uptrend which is started from here to there. This is a good sign for the investors who really wanted to look a good, those who really wanted to make a great profit. Then you have to just invest here, not just a randomly invested here. You have to just be conscious about the market predictions, and once this rallies happen at the next time, then you can invest in that. Let's take it, have a look over all what's going on in the chart. You are seeing this chart is belong down to the support and resistance chart, because every time when this chart is shows up upside, then immediately this will make a big resistance over there, and simultaneously they came down from this point of time. And if you really wanted to make a great profit from this type of chart, from this type of stock, then you have to be considered to buy the stock whenever the hammer is begun to upside. Let me know how it is worked for you. If you want to learn that, then I would like to explore more about that in this video. In the next presentation, in this next chapter, you will know that this is the candlestick pattern, and where the candlestick pattern shows that the green candlestick pattern shows generally a trend which is give you a profit in a longer run. Let me know. This is the candlestick pattern, bullish candlestick pattern. Green candlestick pattern is represent the bullish sign, and if you are invested your money into the stock, and it will immediately creating a bullish pattern, that means you are going to take a massive level of opportunity from there, just because of you are entering zone over there. And once this stock is bullish sign, and this will going to close over there, just because of once the stock is closed at the top level, then you need to know that this pattern is going to be continue or not. And the average bullish pattern is open from the lower side to upper side, just because of they know the upper side is the upper side and lower side is lower side. At the same time, when you look at the bearish pattern, candlestick pattern, then you will going to know whenever the trend is downturn, then every single candlestick pattern is begin to happen just because of open at the top level, and then slowly come down and enter into the low calls of actions, where the people are not believing themselves just because of the candlestick pattern has been closed at the lower point, and you are not a person who really wanted to make sure the closing point over there, it is not a great sign for you, just because of the closing signs of every candlestick pattern. It's began once this stock is given their trend. As per their trend, they begin to show what's going to be happen in the next pattern. This is about the candlestick pattern, where you learn about the what is in the next 10 what's happened in the next cycle of this stock. This is a small part of the trend, and there are so many patterns, there's so many indicators which is available on this in the market, and you can available align all the indicators on your trading view platform, where the every indicator pattern is begin, how you need to talk about that, and how you need to think about that, and how you need to make a profit. Let's say a indicator says about the RSI, which is shows you how this chart is moving from here to there. Let me come back from this pattern and the pattern which is I am telling about that, and let me know the next candle pattern. This is the candles pattern which is especially seen when the bullish cycle has been begun. When the bullish cycle began, that means that create a hammer type of candles pattern. The candles pattern is simply began to open here and closes here. Once the every candles pattern it's open here and go down deep till now, and the end up to close over there, that means this will become a big candles pattern in near terms. That means the candles pattern this is began just because of they know that candles pattern is already give you a small run up from the last candles pattern. At the same time, once it is happened to this candles pattern, that means in this future it will happen at the same thing with this candles pattern. So let me know what you think about that candle pattern, because every time when the stock level at the support, and at this time this will show bullish pattern over there. Let me know, this is the chart where I apply all the moving average sides, and you can see over there this is the blue line which is represent here from the stance, and this blue line is represent 45 moving average, and you are not seeing that very clearly because the every pattern which is belonging to trend which is hiding by this pattern. So and the next pattern is the moving average 150, which is represented by the red line, and this red line is representing this pattern. And every time when this pattern is turned down and at the support level, a support level is that once touch that their support level, that means this is gonna be give you a big pullback from here. It has happened with the stock of Bajaj Finance. When this stock has been touched at the bottom level, this will give you a massive run up from here. At the same time, once you look at the another moving average which is available by the 5 days moving average, and indicated by this yellow color, and which is the good sign for the stock, and which is I am representing. And this is the bullish pattern as appeared by the when if you look at this pattern and chart, then you will need to know that this chart is showing a resistance phase from here to here onwards. Once this chart is giving you a big breakout from there, this is a highly chance this stock is giving you a massive run up from there, and you are going to see a massive profit from there. So every time when the big stock is there, when every time when the big stock is giving you a massive breakthrough and breakout from their resistance level, that means this stock is begin to rally in near future. Maybe sometime maybe it will happen false breakout. Many of operator are just trending this chart as a false breakout, and all the investors, all the traders, those who are really wanted to make a good profit, they try to buy their stock at this level. They see that if this chart is going to give a small breakout over there, that means this chart is starting to begin a high breakout and a high profit in the next near terms. And at the same time, once it is happened with that stock, there all the operators are active in that market, and every time once it is happened, you need to be concerned about that, because the every time it is happen just because of your mistakes, maybe the just because of other people mistake, those who are really wanted to, and those who are greedy about the market. So be cautious about when you investing, when you are trading your money into the stock market. Be cautious once it is happen, once the stock is given a breakout from this level. Just you have to be cautious about stock and fix your stop loss over there just below a 2% of candles pattern. Once you it is happened, once you started to begin your stop loss over there, that means you are fixing your losses. Once this chart is good, once this chart is starting a downturn, that means your stock is going to be sold very aggressively, very fast. So it is happening that now. Let me know another case. This is the case where the moving and resistance is happening. This is the case where the resistance sold and stock came to the chart, and the every time when this chart is came down, came to the resistance level, this gave you a massive drawdown just because of this chart is touched their resistance level, and from there this will begin to fall very aggressively. Now at the same thing is happened with that. Now when you look at this chart over there, this is the resistance line, and when there are the two things happen. Once when it gives you a massive run up from there, that means this is a good stock to buy, you can buy and hold. But at the same time, once this chart is started to give you a breakthrough from here, that means this chart is maybe a give you a big resistance. This chart may be a good, maybe good returns for there, because when you look at this chart from here, this is the resistance line of this chart, and from this chart, if you are investing your money into this at this moment, when this chart is shows over there and the candle is began to happen from there, that means it will give you a massive run up from there, just because of you have just invested your all money at a support level, and you are just playing your game as a safety and a safely. And once you play the game very safely, that means there is a higher chance to go upside and make a huge profit from the stock. And just have a look at the another side. This is the downside which I talk about, that this is the bearish pattern, candles pattern, which began to end up the bullish pattern, bullish candle at this moment. Once the bullish candles end up over there, that means this chart is began to bearish down at the moment. This is completely bearishing at the moment and completely just falling a lot from here, just because of this candle is represent the bearish pattern. Let's have a look another pattern. This is the chart which is drawn by the people, drawn by the stocks, and in this chart you will see something very interestingly, just because of you are going to see, just because of the average, it began a bearish pattern. This is emerging a very high and a near resistance level at the downturn. Now have a look at this pattern. This pattern has been presenting just because of this chart, this candle. Once this candle is began a very high, very long, that means that is representing the very downturn, and a very massive level is going to fall this stock, and you are going to be surprised that how it is happened with that. Just because of this chart is represent some of the resistance level at this moment, that means this is start going to fall along from there also. It has happened just because of this, and sometimes this has happened a lot more people, but many people don't understand this chart, and that's why they gave up and all the things which is not being cautious themselves. When you look at this chart and over there, this is another resistance level, and at this moment this chart is starting to kill and stop sometime, and once this breakout, once this support level it started to pull down, it's very heavily break, this is the very heavily failing from this point at this moment. This is a point which is almost 21, and this chart is failing a lot from 21 to 2017. And once it has happened, then you have to be very cautious about that what is happening this stock, and you run away from these type of stock just because of this pattern is completely downturned. The average trader and every investors, those who really making a great returns from the stock market, they try to avoid this kind of pattern as you are seeing in the screen. So have a look at the another bottom and another candlestick pattern. This is the pattern which is represent something bearish and bullish sign. Let me look at this. This is the first candle which is representing the bearish sign. That means this cycle, this pattern is completely going down from upside. Just because of this pattern is coming upside, and once this is showing this type of pattern, that means this pattern is open there and closes here. At the same time, once the another candle is began from this point, that means this candle is began to open at the bottom level to the upside. Once it has happened, then you need to be well little bit about thinking about that stock, that trend, what's going on here. Just because of this green pattern, it's give you a small run up. It will close over there at the day 2 at this moment. Then that means this trend is started to give you a run up, a very small run up, and if you are consistent with that by following this chart, that means you will end up making a good investment into that. And once this chart is run up upside, that means you are going to be making good returns over there. That's it. That has happened in the stock market. Every person who are really making good returns from the stock market, they believe in the pattern and they also believe in a company. And once those things, two things are represent the same thing, that means person is ready to buy the stock at the level of closing time and opening time, and they invest according to their risk appetite. At the same time, once you look at the another type of pattern, this is a bearish pattern, and this pattern is beginning to happen right now. Once the chart is given to run up continuously and it is stagnant here, just because of this chart is not gonna be not gonna be give you a run up. Why it has happened? The pattern, this is the candle, and the line of this candle, it's there, not be there. If line is there, that means there is a maybe any possibilities to give you a another run up in a future, but this is not happen with that stock. Just because of the patterns have been drawn from here, it is not being drawn by the another pattern. Let me look at the another candle over there. This is the red candle which is represent the down cycle. Over the next few candle it's gonna be down, and once it's happen, then it may be not a right candle to give you a good returns. And once you notice that that candle in your pattern in your stock market candle, and once you understand this pattern into your trend, into your stocks, then you need to be cautious about that stock, because the every time when it happen, this is the highly chance this candle it's gonna be a give you a downturn in near future. And once you understand that, there is a highly chance you will just end up closing all your deals from this type of pattern. That's good for you and for all the traders who really wanted to make in a good returns from the stock market. Now have a look at the another slides. In this slide I have told you that the average candlestick pattern it began to downturns from this top level, just because of the trend which is come upside to downside, not just because of when you look at the fundamental sides of the any stock, that means every stock is fell down just because of 2 and 3 common reasons. Number first, the result of this stock it is not good, just because of that all the investors which is invested all their money into that stock, they withdraw all money from that stock. And there are so many stocks which is running based on their commercial cycle. Let's say all the steel and all the commodity sectors and all the stocks which is keep running based on their commodity sector. If their all sectors begin to run upside, that means this type of stock is going to be give you a massive run up in future. At the same time, once you understand that the pattern which is happen at the moment, then you will need to know that the pattern which is started to come down over there, it is not happen with that stock, it is happen every stock which is representing by the sector. And once you see this type of candle over there at the lower point, then you need to be cautious about that, you need to be ready to invest mindsets. And because of that, this stock is started to begin their put all their touching the very bottom level. And the next candle, this is that come down peak, and the next candle is began to happen right over there. It is the green candle. And if you observe that, this is the absolutely maybe this is the a same candlestick pattern which is available over there. Just because of you are just cautious about that, why I am not invested over there my all money into the stock market. Why you need to cautious about that? Just because of the cycle they are representing over there, it is not the bullish sign. This is the middle somewhere over there. If you are trying to invest your money at this juncture, at this candle, then you are not going to be fully confirmed by investing your all money into the stock market. Just because of the pattern, it is not giving you a fully confirmation that this is the level where I invest my all money into the stock market. So once you understand the pattern which is not a bullish pattern, the every bullish pattern is represent their all the downside. once the once the candlestick pattern is began to open there and close there, and there is no upside line, that means this is the right time to invest into the market. There is no one candlestick pattern it give you a same signal as they are giving you a signal, and it is will be a great upside in the future. You will make a great returns from there. And you should need to be thinking of that. Just because of this pattern is touching their bottom at this moment, you can say in other words, this is a support level of this stock, and if you invested here, you may be sound great and maybe getting good returns from there. Let me know the next pattern. This is the pattern, candlestick pattern, which shows the three white soldiers. Three white soldiers means once the size of the candle is started to pulling down again and again. That means this pattern it started to give you a big run up in near future. Just because of the next near cycle, it's next near a next near candles pattern is a very small. Once it is happened, the next cycle, next candles pattern is very small. That means the every candles pattern is began to happen over there as a support level. It's give you a massive run up. Just because of this candles pattern has been shown their result from here. And the bullish candles pattern began to higher than the previous candles pattern, and just because of the pattern it is began to happen, it's give you consistently and a high profit in your future. Let me know another pattern. This is the white pattern is generally represent the bullish pattern. Once this three white soldiers pattern is reviewed and then the next one, let me understand the three black crown afterward in the terms after the uptrend. It will shows that result. Same thing is happen over there. Just because of it's give you big candlestick pattern and end up they are all at the resistance at a very small candles pattern. From there, this will try to give you a massive fall down from here. Once it is happened, the three candle stick pattern is started to pull down massively, and it has happened, then at the moment you have to be very very cautious about that stock. Just because of this stock is started to fall down your all investment which you are make in this stock. Now have a look at the real trend of this stock, what's going on here, and what you need to be take about a more and more stuff. There is the pattern where the many of things is happen. Let me understand first the bearish pattern which is started to begin over there. Every time when I say the last previous candles pattern, that the every time the candle once the red candle and green candle it started to touch at the same level, at the same bottom level, that means this is the support level of this candlestick pattern. That means in near future this will maybe give you a begin a massive funnel from here. Just because of you have to be cautious about that. And once you are about the cautious about the stock, then it will give you a good run up from this side, and you will make a good profit from this side, and you will end up enjoying the making a good profit over there. Let's see how much returns this will make from here to here. Once you understand, there are so many candles patterns which is started to begin. So if you are investing your all money over there and you end up selling your all the money at this moment, that means you are end up earning at least 15% of returns from this stocks. That's great. That's great. If you're investing here and you end up making 50% of returns from, it's great. You need to be cautious about that. Just because of you need to be withdraw all the money once the biggest red candle is started to begin. Every time when the stock is sold there, the red candle it's big, you need to be cautious about that stock. Just because of this is the red candle it's started to big size, and many of institutional investors is starting to sell up their position from this juncture. That's why this stock is starting to fall down very aggressively. You can stop that at this moment by investing your money, which is very very small. So just support every person. Just you have to support, and you have to be ready for investing before the institutional investor is came into the stock. And once you invest your all money into the stock before the every investor which is came down to this stock, that means you are making a great return from the market in the next few months. Let me know and understand another candles pattern. This is the pattern which is representing a big red. This is the pattern which is representing the big candles pattern is a red pattern. Once it has happened, that means many of the institutional investors are selling their positions. Every time once you understand the biggest candle is started to begin over there, there means many of investors, which is the institutional investors and foreign investors, that means they are starting to taking their position into this stock. So this is my side, and in this video I discuss 5 emerging and 5 candles pattern which every investor must know. That because the every investor who really wanted to make great returns, you need to be keep following the candles pattern. Maybe you are end up and you maybe end up making a good return from that because of you are investing all time into that. Once you learn this candles pattern, there is a higher chance for you to make money into the stock market, not falling down very aggressively. Thank you. This is my side, and I am end up making this video just because of you have told me that you need to make a good video for the candles pattern where we can understand why we need to be sell our positions when the stock market is giving you a thrill at the moment. So this is my side, and I'm just stopping here just because of I have done my job over there. Thank you.